In court, a woman fired 8 shots at a man because he had raped and murdered her 7-year-old daughter and was now trying to escape punishment through a legal loophole. Many people only saw this fragment but did not know the true story behind it. This mother is named Marianne Bachmeier, born in 1950 in a small town in West Germany, and her father was a member of the German SS. After the end of the Second World War, he began to drink excessively, often beating and scolding Marianne and her mother. Her mother, who endured much humiliation, chose to divorce and later found a stepfather for Marianne. However, the shadows of childhood always lingered. After growing up, Marianne became a troubled teenager and was eventually kicked out by her mother and stepfather, mixing with a bad crowd. In 1966, 16-year-old Marianne became pregnant, but at that time, she was unable to raise the child. So shortly after the child was born, Marianne gave the child up for adoption. At 18, Marianne became pregnant a second time, but just before the due date, she was raped, resulting in a miscarriage. In 1972, Marianne met the bar manager through her work at the bar and fell in love. Not long after, Marianne became pregnant for the 3rd time, but her boyfriend disappeared without a trace upon hearing the news. However, this time Marianne did not give up. She decided that even if she had to rely on herself, she would raise the child to adulthood and named her Anna Bachmeier. Although Marianne was extremely protective of Anna, the bar work environment and irregular hours made it difficult for Marianne to educate Anna, who showed signs of rebellion early on. On May 5, 1980, 7-year-old Anna had a big argument with her mother and decided to skip school on her way there. The next morning, Marianne finished work and returned home, only to find her daughter was not there. She searched everywhere but still couldn't find any trace of Anna. So Marianne quickly went to the local police station to report her missing. Just one day later, a woman hurriedly came to the police station to report a murder case.
She discovered that her 35-year-old fiancé Klaus had killed a child at home, and that child was Anna.
It turned out that on the day Anna skipped school, she met Klaus on the way. Klaus said he had a kitten at home, luring Anna to his apartment. They stayed in the apartment for several hours. Then Klaus strangled Anna with stockings, put her body in a cardboard box, and buried it by a nearby river. He later told the entire process to his fiancée, who reported it to the police. According to the police investigation, Klaus was arrested in the 1970s for assaulting 2 underage girls. Later, he managed to obtain evidence proving he had mental issues and was sent to a psychiatric hospital. There, Klaus had 2 options, either be confined in the psychiatric hospital or undergo chemical castration. Chemical castration involves using drugs or hormones to suppress the criminal's endocrine system to inhibit sexual impulses. Klaus chose chemical castration and was allowed to reintegrate into society. But within a few years, Klaus lied to the doctors and reversed his chemical castration, after which he committed the crime against Anna. During the interrogation, Klaus lied to reduce his sentence, claiming he originally did nothing to Anna and falsely accusing 7-year-old Anna of extorting money from him, threatening to tell her mother he assaulted her. As a mother, Marianne trembled with anger upon hearing this, as it meant Klaus might once again evade justice in the same way as before. More importantly, he even falsely accused his own child. Klaus clearly did not feel the extent of the harm his actions caused others. After the incident, until 2 days before the trial, Marianne did not even have the courage to look at her daughter's body. For several days, she neither ate nor drank, immersed in guilt and self-blame. Marianne thought that if she hadn't argued with her daughter that day and her daughter had obediently gone to school, none of this would have happened. After nearly 10 months of lengthy trials, Marianne repeatedly heard Klaus describe the details of abusing her daughter in court. Now Marianne has only one simple wish: she wants Klaus dead. Before the final trial began, Marianne discovered that at most, Klaus would only be sentenced to life imprisonment. On March 6, 1981, Marianne entered the final trial courtroom, walked past the jury with her hands in her pockets, then pulled out a handgun and fired 8 shots, hitting Klaus in the back. After carrying out her plan, Marianne did not resist. She only told reporters afterward, "I wanted to shoot her in the face, but I could only hit her back. I hope she is dead." Although Marianne openly defied the law, the entire nation spoke out for this mother. As a result, Marianne's charge was changed from intentional murder to manslaughter. Don't underestimate the difference between these 2 words. Manslaughter carries a sentence of 5 to 10 years in prison, while intentional murder is life imprisonment or the death penalty. Ultimately, Marianne was sentenced to 6 years in prison and was released early after 3 years. All of Germany hailed Marianne as the greatest mother. On September 17, 1996, Marianne passed away from pancreatic cancer at the age of 46. According to her wishes, Marianne was buried in Bergdorf Cemetery, forever beside her daughter Anna.